So as I say, your strategy goes to the breakfast if you don't have good people around it. So people are the biggest challenge. So when you build a company, make sure the first layer of people you build so well that your people are actually driving the vision with you. And they are the people who are executing it rather than they are the people driving it. So there's a difference between driving and execution. And one has to be a little bit curious to know what's happening around rather than living in their own cocoon.
Hi, I'm Drupti from Bharat 2.0 Conclave, an initiative by Business Viewpoint and the Enterprise World. And I have with me Shyam Katuri. Hello,
Hi, Riti, how are you?
how's your experience here?
Experience was great. So it's been one of those events I think it's been organized very well. And I think this being the second event, it doesn't look that way because I've been attending a lot of these events earlier also. And I believe you guys did a fabulous job by allocating all the resources properly and choosing the awardees is one of the, kind of when I was doing my research on the profiling. So you did a fabulous job, and most of the founders or the people who are heading these awards are one of those guys who are contributing to this society in terms of the new age businesses, especially predominantly AI, using AI and probably innovating something which will benefit in the long term. So great job. I think curation was one of the finest, which I realized is great. Yeah.
It was really amazing. We are really grateful to receive such a good feedback. What is the toughest leadership lesson in your all journey?
All right. So this has been, most of the questions which I've been answering a lot. So my toughest, position or maybe leadership challenge is people. So getting the right people is one of the biggest challenge which I figured out. No matter how smart talent or how smart strategy or how smart technology you have, if you don't have right people to execute it, I think it's all gone into the drains. So as I say, your strategy goes to the breakfast if you don't have good people around it. So people are the biggest challenge. And then obviously the execution mindset is very important. So that's where I feel. So right people with execution mindset is something is always been one of those winners.
And how do you think that these leadership lessons or these toughest challenges, how did they shape you as a person, as a leader?
Okay. See, back then when I started my career, so I've been blessed to start with Walmart as one of the first companies. So there I realized the hiring was one of the key areas which they focus. So there I realized when the culture fitment is not there. So no matter the strategy or the kind of operations challenges you face, none of these guys can be executed. So I think the right hiring talent, I'll go back to again there. And that is where I learned a lot. So when you build a company, make sure the first layer of people you build so well that your people are actually driving the vision with you. And they are the people who are executing it rather than they are the people driving it. So there's a difference between driving and execution. So execution is the key, wherein the people are, basically the mainstream for them to hold the fort there. Yeah.
What is the one opportunity in Bharat that people are still underestimating?
All right. So I think it's a cliche probably, but the talent is abundant here. The only thing is the talent can be channelized well. And I see a lot of tier two, tier three folks who have abundant talent, but the opportunities are kind of only limited to cities as we speak. But with the AI coming in, I think this will become a very flat kind of way to explore it. And my company name is also TWIF, which is called The World is Flat. So typically everything is available right now in a click of a button. So it's up to the people and up to the new talent who want to grab it, make sure it's being utilized in their local kind of, environment or local hemispheres to explore it. And one has to be a little bit curious to know what's happening around rather than living in their own cocoon. So that is where I feel one has to be quite glued with what's happening currently. Like these days, for example, events like this or podcasts, what's happening is actually a new way of learning the things. Yeah.
And what is the best way to utilize that talent for the growth of Bharat?
Okay, again, resource is abundant here. Right now, the kind of talent we have is probably, I don't want to name it as a confused ones, but I think there are a lot of opportunities where some of them are really making it well. So I'm not very concerned about the tier one location because there's a lot of opportunities. So what concerns me, like this tier two, tier three, there has to be more events like this. Right now, I did it in Mumbai, so I probably should do it in more tier two and tier three. Encourage local talent there. Encourage local businesses, those who made it big. We keep hearing about the top guys or the people like us who've been, dealing with AIs and stuff, but it's because there are a lot of beautiful businesses in tier two, tier three. So probably reach out to those guys, take from their experiences, have small sessions conducted. I think those will be the big motivators for the people out there.
Yes. What are the predictions of Bharat according to you for the next 5 to 10 years?
Okay, predictions. Yeah, I'll always say right now, before prediction, I'll come to the challenge what we had. So we couldn't able to make big in the AI computation, the quantum, right? What although Kritam tried it best, so we had a few challenges out there. So right now, in Bharat or India can become a service provider, like what we already did. But there's a huge opportunity because right now the biggest handicap here in this AI field is the investments part of it. So currently it's been dominated by US and then partly it's been China now. So India will always be one of the enablers for this. And as they keep saying, AI will replace people, but I don't think that way. It's basically people with AI skills will replace everyone. This is what I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think startups are ready for this?
Startups are indeed ready for this. For example, we've been one of those early movers where we were monitoring what's happening because right now the my team is currently using a lot of AI tools, a lot of AI coding. We call vibe codes. So that's where we build products which perhaps is very difficult to even build had it been like 5 years back. So I think that is where the the AI will help people in India to build great product, which will definitely tailor made for Indian needs. So that's what our product is also all about. So right now we're trying to pitch in wherein most of the workflows will not be involving your Excel sheets, no Google Meets, no WhatsApp chat. So it will be done everything in one module. So that's exactly what we're building for. And it will be very affordable for every SMEs if possible in India.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's move to the rapid fire.
Yeah.
One overrated and underrated leadership quality.
Okay, overrated always feel that, we keep chasing the charisma of that founder, right? So charisma actually brings in investment. That's great. But ultimately, if the charisma is not translated into execution, we have disasters. So I think this should be a balance between your operation excellence as well as the charisma what you have initially to begin with. So investment is easy to get in, but the moment it gets in, how to make sure it's operationally viable, how it's basically hitting the last mile in terms of execution. So that's where I feel it has to have a balance between both of them.
One your go-to movie or the web series you'd like to watch in your free time.
So I don't watch movies and all, but definitely I would recommend. Although my first company was Walmart, so I'm very fascinated by Sam Walton. So there was no movie made out of him, but I think the Founders movie, one of the great movies where the story about McDonald's. And if I bring it to Indian context, it's basically Guru is one of the movies which I feel talks about how someone can actually build big empire. So I always believe there's a US context which is Sam Walton, Walmart, and then Indian context is Guru. So that's what my favorites are.
One leader you would like to have
Okay.
coffee with.
I wish Sam Walton is the founder of Walmart because I grown my first company was Walmart, so I grown a lot and how a simple thinking in terms of creating a grocery business, and he made the world largest retailer of the world. So it's and their family is one of the largest contributor to the society as well as they're one of the richest families. Although we talk about Elon Musk, but Walton family is one of the richest in the in the world. Basically, Sam Walton focused on the supply chain efficiency rather than bringing the cost down. So he used to say every penny you spend foolishly will come out of customer's pocket. So these are like some of the small things is like, gems or wisdoms which actually I learned a lot. And in fact, Amazon supply chain is based on Sam Walton supply chain. So that is what I'm trying to bring it in India if possible. So that's what we're building here as a supply chain tech with using AI.
One reason leaders should attend Bharat 2.0 Conclave.
All right. So I think I suggest everyone please keep an eye on their YouTube channel or their page. So right now, what they did is they picked up few curated startups which are actually making contribution. Might not be well funded, might not be at the verge of having the big names attached in terms of the what we chase these days. But I think in every micro way they are contributing to the society. And India, as I said, the Bharat itself is actually a division of the name of India, right? We have two or three India, what we call. So one is your India, one is you have, Bharat, what we say. So tier one, tier two is something is basically coming up. And the manifestation, I think we discussed back there, is something by 2047. There should not be three names or four names where we say that India is to be divided between one or two or three. It has to be one India, where all the 800 million people or the population which is still at the tier two, tier three should be contributing to the bigger tax bracket. And we're all kind of have this. Everyone said we want to be the the superpower and so on and so forth. The what part is clear, but I think everyone should know the how part now. When the how part is now basically is there with a lot of technology coming in through AI.
And one piece of advice you would like to give to upcoming leaders.
All right. So upcoming leaders, you know what? Again, I'll go back to my early days when I was part of Walmart. So what they realize, it's a people who actually makes difference. So they have to be a style of leadership where you have to be committed to your goal and your vision, but the empathy alongside the people will actually drive a bigger legacy businesses. So I've seen couple of startups gone burned down because of the too much of pressure on the top lines, and then there's no kind of people element into that. And I'm again giving examples from my Walmart days because Walmart has a very three basic core principles. Starts with respect for individuals, strive for excellence, and then service to the customer. Very basic, but respect for individual, what they mean is they actually walk the talk, which actually translate to the first person who's actually attends the customer at the floor level versus the CEO of the company. They all have the same respect, and they really treat well the people. They really treat well their people. So that's the reason these companies have become legacies versus some of the high octane, high energy startups which get burned out. There is an element where people are actually not being equally measured there. That's what my learnings are.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it was Shyam Katuri with us, and it was lovely, lovely talking to him, knowing him. And thank you so much, sir,
Likewise.
for attending this Bharat 2.0 Conclave. We wish you all the best for your future.
Thank you so much. Thanks to you guys also. Take care.